Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Chatbot Review Show. I'm your host Jim Rowe. I know I didn't say that in episode 1. I hold my hands up, made a mistake. I was in a bit of a panic. It was the first one I ever shot. I'll do better this time. I also noticed there was a few sound issues in the first episode. I'm going to try and resolve those with these. We'll see how it goes. So today we're going to be looking at an iconic brand and their chatbot, and it's going to be Lego. So as with all bots, if you're not finding them off the Facebook page, we'll find them within Messenger, and all we're going to do is type the brand in, Lego. You'll notice as soon as that comes up at the top that we've got that large card rather than the smaller cards you see at the bottom. The large card normally, or has 100% so far, indicated that they've got an active chatbot. Whether that chatbot's working or not is a different thing. I think it means they've got the chatbot software connected. Might not always define that they've got an active chatbot because they could have switched it off. So the Lego logo is there and looking as good as always. 12 million people like the page, and it's under the category of games and toys. And then we get a little bit of intro, which, as we said in episode 1, comes from the Lego Facebook page. I think there's some work to be done on there to make that better, whether that's by Facebook or in their interim marketers like ourselves can just shorten that down to a number of characters that we know are going to display and make sense. I hate the way it just gets cut off of halfway through. So to trigger the bot or get to the loading screen landing page of the bot, click it once. So we get greeted with a big image at the top. I don't think many brands are making a big enough statement here. You can see, especially on a phone of this size, it's quite a big piece of real estate. I think you can do more with it, and we can see in there they've got what I think is Lego Tron. And then we can see below we've got the rest of the intro, which has come from their Facebook page, and the big blue call to action, get started at the bottom, which we'll click now. Okay, so we'll go straight in, and unlike when we did last week's KLM, where we had to trigger the bot, it triggers straight away, which I really like. And it makes sense for this brand. So, hey there, I'm Ralph, the Lego gift box. So they've given their chatbot personality from right away, and Lego personality. You can see it's a Lego robot. Makes total sense. They've used a GIF image, which I'm a big fan of, and you can see that it's kind of animated across the mouth area. Genius, love it. Need a hand picking the perfect Lego gift or a little treat for yourself. Again, they're going straight into it and saying what the chatbot's about. So I know it's going to take me down a conversation in the end for a gift for someone else or myself. Use some emoji, good. And a quick question before we start. What region would you be ordering from? So there's probably a couple of reasons they're asking this, and we'll find out more as we go through. First thing is so they just know which region you're in. And it's so when you get to actually buying a product, it puts you in the right shop, I would estimate. And they're all English speaking, so it's definitely not driven around language. I do wonder whether the way they communicate might be different depending on the language. I'm guessing it's not going to be that advanced, so we'll give it a shot. In fact, no, before we give it a shot, let's have a little look at that menu at the bottom. So we've got an option to share bot with a friend or start again. So I see this in a lot of bots, start over, start again, start from the beginning. And I think it's something that more bot builders need to consider putting in, because people might get a little bit flustered when they're first using it, especially as more people are getting introduced to bots. So it might be an option just to trigger that bot right again from the beginning. So you kind of wipe out all of the settings they've put in and just start them fresh, and that can be done. And then we've got the option share bot with a friend, which I think is genius. I think as bot builders, we want more people to get onto our bots, and the option for someone to quickly share with a friend is really good. Otherwise, their options are quite limiting, I think. You can see I can share the image. I've got the little box with the pointing up arrow, but otherwise, it's not really easy to go sharing that bot. You know, I come across a brilliant Lego bot. I know a friend who's got a son or daughter who's massively into Lego. I want to be able to share that easy, and they've made it easy, which I think is good news. I'm going to try that out. So share bot with a friend. Hit the share button below to share Ralph with a friend. So what they've done is they've bought up a single card item, and within that it's got the share button, and then it's got let's get started. So if I hit the share button, yeah, straight in, type the people's names in. I can type in multiple people. I'm not going to do it. And then it's asking me just get started. So what that'll do is then throw me into the flow of the conversation. So let's try that now. So far, can't fault Lego. Okay, so it's triggered it again. So it's actually done the whole thing of start and start again. It's took me right back to the beginning, so I'm going to select UK. Okay, great. And how old is the builder in question? Really good idea. So I like that. Straight away, they want to put you in a category to make the marketing and perhaps even the way they word it more relevant. So we're going to say that I'm buying it for a child. It's aged 6 to 12 years. Yes, so here you go. So whether that triggers for every single one of those age groups, I don't know. That would be the easy option. But if you want to get a little bit more snazzy and make it a different experience, then you might do it different for different age groups. Again, they've gone down the GIF, which I really like. Gosh, I wonder what I'll be able to build at that age. Fantastic. So implying that the robot is younger. Now let's talk budget. How much human money are we talking here? Like that, really. The way it's positioning the conversation is really well done. And we're going to go at the cheap end. I'm a cheapskate. We're going to go the 0 to 20 mark. And we can see the ticks come up at the bottom. There we go. Oh my balls. Just imagine what you could build with that. Let's find out more. Which of these best describes the builder? Okay, now we're going to get a little bit more granular with our marketing and push them the way we want to go. So we've got fantasy, travel, adventure, town planning, nature, and new products, exclusives. Let GiftBot choose. Now that's interesting. I wonder how much of a randomizer that is, or whether it just pushes you to the top end of the 0 to 20 budget and gives you 3 options, or it might give you 3 options: really low budget, mid-range, and then at the height of your budget. I don't know. I haven't bought Lego for a long time, so I can't imagine you get much for 20 quid. Let's go back and have a look at these cards in detail. So they've used a very brand-driven, logo-driven, Lego-driven image. And what they've done is got a nice title for each one of these cards. A little bit about it, again using emoji at the end, and then they've got the option to choose that. So I'm just going to select one at random. We're going to go with adventure. Okay, so again, very conversational. Wow, we have a brave adventurer. They're all about exploring dangerous jungles, the mysterious corners of space, and faraway lands filled with magical people and creatures, right? So it's got, yep, next question, get ideas now, or let's try again. So let's try again, I would imagine would take you back to those options. Get ideas now just goes into the pool of that category of adventure. And the next question would kind of try and refine the type of thing we're looking for. So that's the one I'm interested in, because from a technical point of view, I'm interested in how they're going to refine the options. So let's have the next question. One more thing. What does our builder like to make? So we've got masterpiece, imagination, creativity, or again, let the GiftBot choose for you. So we're going to go with masterpiece. That's good. So what it does to kind of humanize the brand and the chatbot itself is to put a slight delay in there to make it look like it's thinking about the best options. And what it's done is it's actually brought me some options through. So we have got Elsa's Market Adventure at $17.99. We've got the Zombie Cave at $19.99, top end of my £0 to £20 budget. We've got Mulan's Training Day at $12.99. We've got Wild River Escape at $12.99. We've got Olivia's Mission Vehicle at $14.99. And we've got Whack at $17.99. So a good mix there. And I was wondering about this as we were going through it, why they haven't asked if it's a boy or a girl. And actually, if you think about the way the world is at the moment, that doesn't really matter. And I think, if a boy wanted Elsa's Market Adventure, why shouldn't he? And I kind of get where they're going with that. And what it does is it gives me a buy now on what is this. So the buy now, I would imagine, I haven't tried it yet, will fire up the store. And the what's this will give a bigger description on that product. And some reason the zombie caves stood out for me. So I'm going to actually click on the what's this. But before I do, you'll notice at the bottom, we've got a couple of options. Show me more, change my choices. So I think that takes you back a step or two. From a technical point of view, I think that's quite well delivered. So we're going to have a look at the zombie cave first. And we're going to say, we're going to find out more about it. So what's this? Ooh, a lot of information. I'm not so sure I like the way that all came through in one foul swoop. I would like it in more bite-sized chunks with next. Or maybe you could have put some typing delays in there, like it's somebody typing back to you. But I quite like the idea of going next and then perhaps a delay. I don't know. But the way it threw all that text at you in one foul swoop is a lot of information. There's a lot to read here. So go to there, a lot there. Marketing bump. Oh gosh, I've got a drink. I'm going to get a drink. Oh, so much better. Trying to drink more water, as should all of us. Tells you a little bit about the figure that you get with it. Minifigures within Lego are a massive collector's item. Gives some features. Yeah, looks good. I can go back to suggestions, so that's looping back within the conversation, or I can go back to change my choices. Takes you back a few steps to start again. I actually want to go to the buy now function, so let's try it. Okay, and what I suspected would happen has happened. So they haven't integrated the shop into Messenger yet, and I think that's mainly because that's not as refined as it could be yet. I think there's a little bit more work to be done by Messenger and the Chatbot software developers to make that whole buying within Messenger a lot smoother. So what it does is it actually takes you out and loads that product straight into the shopping bag, and then you can just normal e-commerce method just go straight back into it. I like the option there as well. When you do open up this web view, you've got the option to close it, but also the share button at the top. So you could just share that product straight away with somebody else on Messenger. In fact, let's click it. So I can send it in Messenger, or I could copy that link, perhaps throw it into an email, pass it across to someone who might be buying the gear. I might be doing the browsing for somebody else to buy the product. And that's a really nice feature. I must admit, Lego, you're impressing me. I think it's a really simple and effective use of Facebook Messenger chatbots. Having built several myself now, I can see the way it's been configured in the back. I can kind of visualize that now, and there's some clever elements to that. A lot of thought been gone into the build. I don't know whether there was a previous build and then it's been added to, or this was the build that they launched, but either way, it's a fantastic product. So that's our quick look at Lego. Overall, very impressed. I think its usability is high. I think the brand identity is really, really strong throughout it. I'm really interested to see where Lego go next. So if you know who was involved in the Lego build, I'd love to know who it was and have a conversation with them. If you've seen any other chatbots out there that you like, please let me know. I'd love to test them out. If you develop chatbots, please get in touch. I'd like to find out more about how it's been used in perhaps a corporate environment, in tourism, in leisure, as well as obviously retail. And if it's your first time here, do subscribe or follow us or connect wherever you see this video and get involved in the conversation. That's the Chatbot Review Show. I've been your host, Jim Rowe, and I'll see you next week for episode 3.